In this video, I'm talking about a healing crystal that has taken the world by storm. Shungite has easily become one of the most sought after and popular healing crystals of the last decade. It's an amazing stone for healing and purification, but there are some important things that you need to know before you start working with this crystal that may be a little bit controversial. I'm Ashley Levy of the Love and Light School of Crystal Therapy, and I am so excited to do this video finally because Shungite has been one of those things that people have been asking me about for a few years now and what I really think about it and how it can be worked with. There are some major claims being made about this crystal and its health benefits. So I wanted to kind of address some of those on both the scientific level as well as a spiritual level. So I was recently interviewed for an article in Mind Body Green all about Shungite and its healing qualities and properties, and a little bit about how it's been used throughout history. And after that conversation, it really kind of got me thinking about all these requests that I've received for more info about this stone, because it really is like one of those crystals that's just taken the world by storm. But before we dive into the healing properties and how you can work with it, I'm going to share a special Shungite ritual and a really simple technique for working with this crystal at the end of this video. It's important for you to know that not all Shungite is created equally. So the name Shungite was used as far back as 1879 to describe a really high carbon variety of mineraloid found in Russia near Shunga in the Lake Onega area of Karelia. This high carbon variety of Shungite, and when I say high carbon content, I mean 98% or more of this stone was composed of carbon. So this high carbon variety of Shungite is the stone that's really linked to the claims of water purification and antibacterial properties and EMF protection. However, there are many other Shungite containing minerals and mineraloids with much lower proportions of carbon. So this is what I mean when I say not all Shungite is created equally, and these vary really greatly. So these varieties have been given numerical values. So Shungite 1 would be this really high carbon variety of Shungite from Karelia with about 98% or higher carbon content. Then there's Shungite 2, 3, 4, and 5. And the larger the number you go from 2 through 5, the lower the carbon content. So Shungite 2 contains about 70 to 80% carbon, which is still a pretty big drop off from the 98% carbon from the Karelian Shungite. But as you continue down, Shungite 5 is still called Shungite. It's a Shungite containing mineral or mineraloid, but there's less than 10% carbon in that stone, which kind of makes us think, what is the other 90%? And this is where things get a little bit tricky with Shungite because there's no way to really guarantee exactly what you're getting. And the lower the percentage of carbon, the lower the amount of Fullerenes, which we'll talk about a little bit later, and thus the less likely that this Shungite will really live up to its reputation for purification and healing. Now, before I continue on with the science behind Shungite and why it's gotten such a reputation for cleansing and purification, I want to talk a little bit about the spiritual qualities. This is so important to me here at the schools that we're always keeping these two in balance, and the spiritual or metaphysical aspect is just important for these crystals. So I always like to kind of talk about an affirmation or healing message from the stone that you can work with when you're working with each of the crystals that we discuss in these videos. So here is the affirmation that came through for Shungite. I cleanse myself of unwanted energy, I set healthy boundaries, and I am protected and shielded from that which is not for my highest good. So this is really, in a nutshell, what Shungite is all about, but it's also been known to facilitate astral travel to aid you in feeling connected to all beings and to promote feelings of oneness. And really think about this. If shungite is, has this high carbon content, all living organisms, we contain carbon. We're made of carbon. And we'll talk about how shungite was formed in just a little bit, but it's really easy to see why this promotes these feelings of oneness, and it has to do with this high concentration of carbon. Now, shungite has also been used for creating a protective shield around your physical body and your energy body. It has been used by some to defend against EMFs. This is why you often see the little shungite discs that stick on the back of your phone or on your laptop. And it's also been used to shield against psychic attack. It's a highly protective stone. It also brings light to dark times in your life, which is why I think that this stone has really been gaining in popularity over the last few years. The world feels a bit chaotic right now, and it has for some time, and I think that many of us are looking to some means of support to help us, maintain that kind of sense of hope and moving forward. It also has been said to regulate the body temperature during energy work. So if you're a crystal worker, a healer, a Reiki master of any sort, you probably have experienced this doing sessions for others. Sometimes you get hot while you're doing healing work. Your body temperature is greatly increased because you're running all that energy through you. And there have been a lot of people who have reported that shungite has helped regulate the body temperature while you're providing healing work. It also energizes your body, mind, and spirit. It's been known to transmute negative energy into positive energy, and it's also said to soothe tired eyes, especially after you've been doing a lot of screen work. So if you've been looking at your computer or your phone too long, your eyes are feeling a little bit achy, try working with some shungite. It also energetically supports the reduction of pain and inflammation in the body because it's always clearing things out, and inflammation is often stuck or stagnant energy. So shungite, if you've never seen it before, you've probably seen it right here in this video, is a dark gray to black stone with a luster that ranges from a chalky matte to a highly glossy finish. And I want to show you 3 different pieces of shungite that I have in my personal crystal toolkit to show you the difference because they really do range. So here's the first one, and this has a really kind of chalky matte finish, and there are even a few little flecks of pyrite in this piece. So if you can see that, it's a very matte finish. Then this next piece is a little bit shinier. It definitely has more of a sheen and shine to it. You can see it's a kind of reflecting things. And then this is what is known as elite shungite or noble shungite. And this is the really high carbon content, high sheen shungite from near Shunga in Karelia in Russia. So you can see just how shiny that one is. So they really vary quite a bit. And this has to do with that carbon content as well as the other trace elements and minerals that might be present in each individual piece. Now, shungite is related to the 3rd chakra or solar plexus chakra, as well as the 6th or 3rd eye chakra and 7th or crown chakra. It connects to the zodiac signs of Scorpio and Capricorn and is strongly related to the earth element. Think that grounding and protection makes sense that it's very connected with the earth. Its companion flower is silver sage, which is also known as Salvia argentea, and its companion essential oil is Siberian fir. And when I say these companions, they're really things that kind of energetically are very harmonious with the properties and qualities of the shungite. So bringing in this herb or flower and this essential oil will really boost or enhance your work with this crystal. A great companion stone for shungite I've found to be malachite, but you can also try working with selenite because it creates a really interesting balance and harmony. Now, the common origins of shungite, like I mentioned, the main source is from Russia, especially that region in Karelia, though it has been found in a few other places in Russia. But it has also been found in India, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Austria, and Kazakhstan, with, again, quite a variety of carbon content from each location. So let's dig into a little bit more about shungite. Now, shungite, like I mentioned, is this black, often glassy looking mineral from the Karelian region of Russia, and it's composed of about 98% carbon when it's in that elite or noble form, that really high carbon form. And this was formed from the remains of algae that lived 2 billion years ago. So this is where we get this kind of connection to the dream state and Akashic records when it comes to shungite. They're tapped into that fossil record from the formation of this stone. Now, the exciting thing about especially the elite and noble shungite with that really high carbon content is that some of this carbon has been found in the form of fullerenes, which are also known as buckyballs, albeit in really trace amounts, meaning 0.0001 to 0.001% fullerenes in the composition of the stone. Now, the fullerenes are similar in shape to a soccer ball. Think of that kind of patchwork formation. But they've shown to be really promising as a cornucopia of potential health benefits. So fullerenes appear to have antimicrobial properties, and they've also been shown to possibly target health risks like free radicals and cancer cells, and they're also used as a purification agent for water. Now, this is where most of the claims about the healing properties of shungite come from, are from these fullerenes, which are in the stone, shown to be part of the stone, but it's really the research that's been done on fullerenes that's kind of driving the desire for shungite and is driving the claims about how shungite can be used. Now, this to me, personally, I think is a bit of a stretch. I think that there are some really important qualities to look at, but we always need to remember with crystals, we're working on an energetic level. We're not necessarily looking at just the physical properties of the stones. However, I do want to say that these recent findings do really nicely line up with the healing traditions surrounding shungite. In the Russian village of Shunga, for which the mineral is named, people have long used shungite as a folk remedy for purification and especially to purify water. And for this reason, Peter the Great of Russia actually set up Russia's very first spa in Karelia to make use of this super mineral and its purification qualities. And in fact, Peter the Great was such a strong believer in the healing properties and purification ability of shungite that he used shungite to supply soldiers in the Russian army with purified water. With the high carbon content that we can see in Karelian shungite, or this noble or elite shungite, this wouldn't have been much different than the carbon filter for filtering water at home. Think about your water filter, if you have one. This contains carbon. It's a carbon filter. So it makes a lot of sense that if it was 98% or higher carbon, of course this would have worked great for purifying water. Now modern scientists are investigating these fullerenes for exactly these same properties. And so this is a really fascinating case where modern science actually supports the traditional properties associated with this stone. There have also been some modern studies that have shown that shungite has some antibacterial qualities when we're talking about this elite or noble shungite. But remember, shungite as a stone available on the mineral market can vary quite a lot in its carbon content, so it might not support these same healing practices. Now, although creating Shungite water has become a really common practice in the metaphysical community, I always suggest erring on the side of caution with any crystal-infused waters because it can be difficult or even impossible to know what other trace elements or minerals might be present in your particular Shungite stone, I suggest using only the indirect method of preparation of gem waters and crystal elixirs rather than placing your Shungite directly into the water. And I know very many people who do this. They swear by this practice. They've had great results. But personally, I just don't feel it's something safe if you can't guarantee the quality of your Shungite. Now, Shungite is an excellent grounding stone, as I discussed, and its vibration really helps to keep your spiritual body anchored into the physical realm, the physical plane, so that you can better integrate any cosmic wisdom and karmic lessons and information from the Akashic records into your day-to-day life. It's also a really powerful energetic cleanser, and it helps you banish unwanted things from your life that might be draining your energy. Now, once these things have been removed from your life, you can really rest without this chaos and stress sort of weighing you down and drawing your time and attention away from the things that are more deserving of your energy. So Shungite is, like I mentioned, well known for its claims about its ability to purify energy, but this ancient stone can be used to charge and purify water even without placing the crystal directly in. And I don't mean purify as in physically detoxify your water. I mean energetically bring that water into a neutral state. So this is about an energetic support and bringing in the subtle vibration of the stone through an indirect method of preparation of a gem water or gem elixir. Shungite also encourages you to learn more and do more and push yourself forward as long as it's supporting your highest good. It's also associated with great cosmic mysteries, and it's said to bring light during dark times or times of uncertainty. Now, one really simple way that you can work with Shungite, especially if you're struggling with stress or anxiety or overwhelm, is to wear a piece of Shungite jewelry or try carrying a stone in your pocket or tucked in your bra. Anytime you're feeling overwhelmed, just bring your attention to the place where the Shungite is making contact with your body. Even if it's not physically touching your skin, that's okay. Just feel the sensation of that Shungite with your physical body. Close your eyes for just a moment and focus on your breath. Breathe in for a count of 4, hold for a count of 4, and then exhale for a count of 4. And this deep rhythmic breathing will help bring you back to your center and help create more stillness in your mind. And you can continue on with these cycles of 4 in your breathing for as long as you like. Now, I also want to share one last thing about Shungite, and this is a quick and easy Shungite ritual to help you really connect to the energy of this crystal. So to connect with the ancient wisdom that comes from this stone, remember, this is kind of almost like a fossil. It was created from this algae that lived 2 billion years ago. So there's a lot of information that's been absorbed throughout the ages into this stone. It is a wisdom keeper. So try placing some dried lemon verbena, which is a very common and popular herb, and a piece of Shungite into a small pouch, cinch it closed, and tuck it into your pillowcase. Then before you go to bed, set the intention to experience and remember some really meaningful dreams that will provide you with guidance about something that needs to be healed in your life or something that's really been on your mind. Maybe it's even a big decision you have coming up. So it's said that Shungite holds this ancient energy and wisdom and information, so it's the perfect stone to help you uncover these cosmic messages that are coming through for you from the Akashic records. And in fact, this ritual works particularly well at the time of the Beaver full moon in November. Thank you so much for tuning into this video, for learning all about Shungite. I am curious, have you worked with this stone before? If so, I would love to know about your experience. Let me know in the comments below. I want to hear from you. Have you tried making your own Shungite water? What were your results? Do you think you'll do anything a little differently with your Shungite practice now after hearing what I've had to share about this crystal? And just let me know how you've gone with your experience with this crystal. I love connecting with other crystal lovers and learning from you as well. So again, thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Ashley Levy of the Love and Light School of Crystal Therapy, And until next time, wishing you many crystal blessings.